Zane Tankel is with us. He's the Apple Metro CEO. He's a restaurant guy and he knows about the minimum wage. I'm not surprised at this.
No.
Because higher minimum wages mean fewer jobs.
Absolutely. And obviously the governor has that insight, which is unusual in a political arena. Generally, they like to legislate standards of living moving up. And what happens is that you have less people working.
That's the moral of the story, isn't it?
Yes.
You cannot legislate wages.
No.
The market has to take care of wages.
It's never worked. The market sets the wages. So moving the wages back down keeps whoever's working. But we've seen over and over again when we keep moving that minimum wage up.
I think that the move toward the $15 an hour, 15 or bust, whatever the expression is, I think that whole campaign is shot.
Well, I sure hope so, Stuart, because let me give you the latest news bulletin since I saw you last. We closed a restaurant since seeing you in Harlem, which really is in need of jobs. We we moved everybody to other restaurants, fortunately, but there were about 100 people working up on 125th Street because of wages moving up. Yes, sir.
Lord. I've got to ask you about a survey that I've seen. It's from Career Builder.
Yes.
I don't believe this, and I want your comment. It says 78% of full-time workers live paycheck to paycheck. 8 out of 10 of people who've got a full-time job, paycheck to paycheck. I'm not sure I believe that. That's far too high a proportion.
Well, someone in your category.
No, stop it. I mean, come on. I mean, I know I'm not paycheck to paycheck, but I didn't think 8 out of 10 of my fellow Americans were.
I don't know the number, Stuart, but more and more people are. That's reality, because everybody's picking their pocket. We haven't had the tax cuts that we're supposed to get, right? So taxes are still reasonably high. The Obamacare thing, and I'm not suggesting we discontinue the Obamacare. It's much more complicated, as the president said, than it was. But the fact of the matter is we pick people's pockets for, I think this year it's $800 in fines if you don't take it. And if you do take it, it's several $1,000s. Where did all that money come from?
So you think that if we got tax cuts and we got rid of Obamacare, it would not be 8 out of 10 living paycheck to paycheck, it would be far less?
I don't know what that number is, but I think it would be helpful, without a doubt. Tax cuts particularly, yes.
Now, I know you as a restaurant guy, a real estate guy, but now you're an oil guy. You're a big-time investor in that, are you not?
Well, I'm a director. I have been, though, for a very long time, actually. I was the director of Chalmers Energy, which was a New York Stock Exchange company for about a decade.
So you know what you're talking about if we talk oil?
A little bit.
A little bit, okay, right. The story is that the oil production, the actual production of oil, it's moved off. It was offshore in the Gulf.
In the Gulf.
Now it's moved onshore. The frackers have taken over. The horizontal drillers have taken over. Does that make a difference to the impact from Harvey?
Yeah, sure, huge. Because what we're doing right now, I was just on the phone with Houston before coming on with you just now, is we're evacuating the offshore rigs. We're shutting down the refineries in and around the coast. But on land, the frackers can continue the frack, number one. Number two, we still have huge inventories.
So it's not an oil price story. No. It's a gasoline.
It's a refinery story. Refined products, right. Gasoline, oil, and other products that come off of the refineries.
Now, we just had Andy Lipow on, oil analyst, lives in Houston, joining us in New York. He says, look, 15, 20 cents a gallon up for gasoline nationwide. You won't go that far?
I would not. And again, it's hard to say, because we really don't know what the effects of the hurricane is going to be. We're evacuating right now, but it could be a very temporary spike, because we didn't have in the past big hurricane the supply for the refineries, right? They had to shut down in the Gulf. So now we have this supply, so it's a matter of getting the refineries back up and churning. So
I don't need to go out and fill up the gas tank of my Chrysler Town and Country van.
Certainly not if you're not living on paycheck to paycheck.
Oh, very good. You got me. I'd say 15 loves, Zane. You're all right. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Stuart. Thank you.